Okay, welcome back, everybody. In the last lesson, excuse me, the last lesson we started integers, and we touched some. We started with the fundamentals of integers and stuff. So today, I think, before we proceed further on integer, I want to bring our attention to something that I omitted, but not that omitted it. I purposely left it so as for us to meet it later in make use of it later in the future. But I think before we proceed further in integer, I would want us to have an understanding of it so that by the time I start using it in practical, it won't get us confused. So this is part of operators that we dealt with, double asterisk, plus sign, modulo sign, floor division stuff. So, and subtraction. So, I don't want us to purposely did not include these ones so as for us to proceed, and by the time we meet it in the future, we make use of it in practical. But I figured that it could get you confused, so I decided to like touch it so that it will not hinder us from proceeding or progressing in our integer lessons. So we're gonna be talking about comparison operators. This is how it is. No, before then, let me say equality operators. You know, equality operators is like this. Let me give example. Let's say less than equals to is one of them. No, let me say this. Less than, greater than. We have, let me say, less than, greater than. We have equals. We have uh, not equals. These are regarded as equality operators. Equality uh, operators. I will explain what they mean in detail. Let me just bring it out, and you will understand what they mean in detail. Then another one we have is less than equals to. Say less than equals to. We have what again? We have less than equals to. We have less than. We have greater than. We have what again? Greater than, equals to. Yes. Then for the assignment, this one is regarded as comparison operator. Comparison comparison what operators. Comparison operators. Another one we have is we have equals. We have modulus equals. We have forward slash equals. We have, let me backspace. Let me give it space. Forward slash equals. We have say 4 slash equals. We have minus equals. We have uh, asterisk equals. We have double asterisk equals. And this is used for assignment. It's used for what? Assignment. Don't worry, we get that. Let me just list them out so that it will be easy for us to explain. It will be easy for me to explain and for us to understand. So we have is not. It's not. These ones are called what? Identity operators. Identity what? Operators. Identity operators. Another one we have is in. We have a not in, and this one is called the membership operator. Membership operator. We have a membership what? Operator. operators. Another one is not. The not, we have the or, we have the and this one is called what? Logical operators. Logical what? Operators. This one is called logical operators. Now, let me explain in details. By equality, you see, in math, uh, in math, sorry, equals. Let me give it a better space. Okay, equals. Uh, okay, sorry. In math, equals is not uh, in math. You understand? But we have this in math, and we have as well. We have the one with squiggle. Let me say we have something like this, and it's, no, squiggle. Approximately equals to. You understand? But in programming, this is not the same as this as this. Sorry. This is not the same as what equals. Is there this one simply means assignment. When you are assigning a data to a variable, this is what you will use. But when you are making comparison, say one is not equals to two. Okay, let me say this. Let me use this. Let me say uh, a equals one, b equals two. You understand? Now, what am I doing here? I am assigning one to a. Here I am assigning two to b. That is assignment. You understand? Now, if I want to compare A and B, say, let me compare them. I will now say A equals what? B, and which is what? Which is equals to what? False. If I print this now, I'm not. It's not an executable file. So I won't be able to. It's not a Python executable file, so I won't be able to print it. I'm using a TXT file. So maybe in your ID, just put something like this. You will see that it will tell you what? False, because A is not what? Equals to B. So when your statement means you are trying to make comparison, you are comparing a particular value to other value, or a particular data to the other data, you will use double equals to. But when you are trying to assign a data to a variable, you use what? Single equal sign. So that is that. And of course, if you want to say uh a is not equals to a is not equals to b, you use this. You use what? This. It means that is this exclamation mark and equal sign. So by doing this, it will give you what? It will give you true. You understand? When you print this, it will what? Give you true. So all the things I'm putting, you can be trying them in your IDE. Don't create a TXT file. It won't execute because it's a text file. Create a .py file, the extension py, that is .py file, so that it can execute. Say you can say test.py, so as for you to be able to execute it. So you will see that this one means a is not equals to, because here I'm trying to compare a and b. So a is not equals to b. Exclamation mark equals to is still comparison, but trying to compare that a and b are not what? Equal. In the first one I did, double equal signs means you are trying to say a and b is what? Equal, which will give you false, and this one will give you what? True. Now, of course, another one is what? Greater than, which is this, and if of course you can also put this here and confirm if the what are equal. Then the second one is uh yes, and of course this one is comparison. Sorry, this one is not. What am I doing? This one is comparison, and this one is equality. That is, if you are saying A equals what? 1. B equals, this is assignment. And if you come here, it means what? You are finding if A and B are equal. But in this case, by using exclamation mark and equal sign, you are saying A is not equals to B. You are trying to find out. You understand? Compare A is not equals to B. Or if you use double equal sign, you are saying A equals what? B. So if you use, let me come again. Let me repeat myself. Uh, I think I may have said something like, uh, I may have used comparison. I shouldn't have used comparison there. What I actually meant is, if you have single equals to, you are assigning what? You are It is for what? Assignment. Assignment, that is, you are assigning a data to a variable, just like the way I did here. But if you have double equals to, sorry, sorry, excuse me. Yeah, zoomed. Let me zoom back. Let me zoom back. Okay, so if you now have double equals to, it means you are finding equality. This stands for equality, and this stands for what? Assignment. Single equal sign stands for what? Assignment. That is assigning the data to a variable, either integer to a variable, either strings to a variable, either list to a variable, either anything to a variable. Now, double equal sign is what? Finding equality. Finding equality. Finding equality. Please don't make mistakes. Finding equality. I may have made mistakes to have called it assignment. I mean to have called it comparison. It's not comparison. So finding equality, that is checking if A and B is equal. You understand? It is equality. We are going to be using that in practical a lot, and you will see how it is working in practical. So you will know, you will, that by then you will understand better. But now still stick to memorizing that that is this exclamation mark and equal sign means you are testing that A and B are not what? Equal. By using double equal sign, you are testing that A and B are what? Equal. While single this thing is what? Assignment. I'm repeating, assignment. So another one you will consider is what? The comparison. The comparison is, it is used mostly to compare if uh by using this we take a range, say from a particular range to another range. You understand? If something is equals to or less than, shey understand, so and so, I will use that as an example, so you will see what I'm talking about. Then this one is if something is less than, if it is greater than what? Equals to. This is used in what? To make comparison. So by the time I start using this in practical, you will know that what I'm talking about. Then this is assignment. I told you assignment is what? Single equals to is assignment, modulus equals to is assignment, and this assignment is used for variable. This singular equals to, this one is used to increment or decrement, or the shey you understand. You will know what I mean by increment or decrement in data. There's one missing here. We have um plus equals to. You understand? Decrement means this, to reduce. Increment means to add. Then of course this and this. I'll be using them in practical. Let me give an example of how to, don't worry, I will be using that in practical. But I just want you to have a foreknowledge of these before um I continue the on or before we continue, I mean before we progress on the integer we were doing, so that by the time we start meeting it, you won't get confused. You will have known, okay, you have had a prior knowledge of it. So this one is not. These are what? For identity operators. Identity operators. That is, if something is, if it is not, it's just to identify uh, a particular line of code or a particular data type. If it is, or it is mostly used, we use this this identity element, this membership operators, this identity operators, this membership operators, these logical operators, we normally use them when creating login page. Login page, say we are trying to create a login um, algorithm, computer login algorithm from the backend. We use in, shey understand. Let's say we can say, let me start with this. If Tosin, okay, let me not use Tosin, sorry. If user underscore is on if user is underscore in if user is authenticated, you understand, or if user is not logged in. If user is not logged in, do so 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 thing. If user is authenticated, do so 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 thing. Shey understand. Or if so 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 thing is in so 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 thing, if so 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 thing not in so 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 thing, we use them mostly to create authentication, authorization, and all stuffs. So um I hope you have an understanding of that. So it's just a theory. Now we are just trying to go back to specific theory. So I think by the time later today, we're gonna be continuing with our progressing on our integer. So I think this, you should have this written down somewhere, and of course keep ruminating on them and keep watching them, keep memorizing whatsoever you need to memorize anyways. So you understand, so that we keep keep getting familiar with this, and never get stop getting familiar with this, because you will be needing them as we progress uh, in our subsequent lectures. Thank you very much for your time. So in our next class, we will be progressing on what the integer we were dealing with before now, before I decide to uh, quickly chip in this, so that as for us to, um, so as for it um, to add, or to add to our understanding, so as for it to support our understanding. So thank you very much for your time, and God bless.